Hey everybody, welcome back. So recently a company reached out to me and asked me if I would like to test the Bosscom IFIX430 automotive diagnostic scanner code reader type of thing, and I said absolutely, because I still have to work on our cars. Wish I didn't, but I do. And you may remember a while back I tested the Bosscom IFIX435. This is the 430. The IFIX435 is a little bit more expensive. It's an all-system scanner. The 430 is a 4-system scanner, meaning engine, transmission, airbag, and anti-lock brake systems, or SRS and ABS. Let's get it out of the box, and as I said, it looks identical to the IFIX435. This does not have a battery in it on its own. It has to be powered by the vehicle to do anything. This also offers free updates for a lifetime. And let's see what else we get in the box. We have a user manual, just like we had with the other one. And I found the user manual on the other one to be pretty good. Yeah, it's not 100% perfect, but it's got a lot of good information. The text is big enough even for somebody my age to read, and the pictures are useful. We'll go over that maybe in detail a little bit later. We have the cable that plugs into the diagnostic port. Let's see how long it is. This thing needs to be long enough, in my opinion, to at least get up into your lap, and maybe to set it up onto the dashboard so you can see it when you're outside the vehicle. And you can buy extension cables for these. They're not expensive. Yeah, it's about, I don't know, what's that? That's probably 4 feet long and around there. That's good enough for what it is. A lot of us will probably buy an extension cable. And it has a USB cable. And it came with a, believe it or not, a micro USB cable. I'm starting to all of a sudden get a lot of micro USB cables anymore, and I'm not 100% sure why. So we're going to do the update, check it, and make sure. And but let's take a look at it. We have a protector on the screen. Well, that didn't work. Okay, we'll leave it there. We have some nice feeling rubberized buttons. We have I think that's a 4.3-inch screen. And yeah, back and forth. Now, the 435 did not have a touch screen, so I'm assuming with the navigation buttons, OK and escape and F1, F2, F3, with all the buttons, this is not going to be a touch screen either. On the back, we just have some, dots on the back to give your thumb some purchase, and that's okay. We have some rubberized side panels, and we have the label, and then a bunch of, 2, 4, 6, 8 screws holding it together. On the bottom, we have a micro USB port. We have a card slot, and there is a card in that, and the card is in case you want to record something and take it back to the vehicle, and they give a 16 gig card with it, which is a pretty decent sized card considering. See if I can get it back in there. Got it wrong, of course. No, I don't. There we go. And then on the top you have the port for the cable that goes to the car. So I'm going to get my notebook over here and I am going to update it. Okay, I got my password in. The Wi-Fi is connected. Now it's connecting to the server. And there are our updates. There's 49 updates. I don't even know what a cherry is. So there is a lot of updates. How do I just tell it to do it all? I just want it to do it all. Oh, here's ones that are already installed. Okay. All right, how do I tell it just to go? How about if I just tap OK? What will OK do? OK is just going to do them all. Yay. And let's take a look at our settings here real quick. See what options we have in settings. Settings, we can change the language, and I think it said it had something like 14 different languages in it. Now we're going to go into units, and I can turn metric units on and off. I'm going to leave it off because it looks like it is. Oh no, I want imperial units, so I switched to that. So I'm going to say OK, beep, You know something, I just don't need the thing to beep every time I press the button, so I'm going to turn that off. And log on and off, it's set to on. I'm going to leave it there for now. Button test, I don't think we really need to do a button test or an LCD test. So we're going to escape out of that. And we have Diagnostic OBD2, update and about. What's an about, just for the record? Serial number, password, firmware version, and system software version. And I guess the next step is we need to go out and plug it in one of my vehicles. Now, if you haven't watched my channel before, you know that I have two vehicles right at the moment to test this on. A 98 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and yes, for those of you not in the US, a 98 in America is full OBD2. First year of mandated OBD2 in this country was 96. So 98 is a full-blown OBD2 vehicle. Now, the early flavors of OBD2 in US manufactured cars were a bit different than the later ones. And that's been one of my problems, is some of the newer scanners don't like to read my old Jeep for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Jeep, maybe it's a scanner, I don't know. The other vehicle I have tested on is a 2004 Cadillac DeVille. Alrighty, we are out in my 98 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I have the Bosscom IFIX430 plugged in. I have not turned the key on or started the engine yet. Before I do, let me apologize. I am going to have to run the air conditioning. It is, sorry about that, it is 9:15 in the morning, and it's already 102 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that? 38 C something, 39 C. Sorry, my math is not that good at Celsius. And I'm going to be pouring sweat if I don't run the AC. So let's get this started. I'm going to turn the key on. So it's an American car. It is there a separate Jeep? I forget. There is a separate Jeep. Yay for that. This is a 98. Only go to 2021 on Jeep? Really? Only goes to 2021 on Jeep. So keep that in mind if you have a 22 or later Jeep. So up to 2000, I remember this from the 435 now. Up to 2003, okay. System selection, okay. We're going to start with powertrain. Now, this vehicle does not have a check engine light on it at the moment. It has had a miss. I know what it is. There is a large wiring loom that leads down the passenger side of the engine that connects to the distributor and a number of other things. If I grab that wiring loom and shake it, the engine will cut out. And until it cools off enough for me to work on it without dying, I'm just trying to limp it through summertime. So I'm going to say, and it does have an ABS light and always has had one ever since I've had it. So I'm going to say powertrain control module, communicating with ECU, read DTCs. Let's go to system information and see what that is. And I say I am going to have to start the engine up and run the AC. Okay, it's got a PCM part number. It knows the model year. Engine configuration, 4-liter inline 6, correct. Vehicle chassis, rear-wheel drive, light-duty automatic. It's not, it's a 4-wheel drive. Engine manufacturer, Jeep truck, body style, ZJ. It has that right. Let's back out. Let's go to read DTCs. Fuel level sensor high. Yeah, I forget about that one. This one does have something going on with the fuel sending unit. About once every 2 or 3 weeks, it'll just drop to 0, and then next time you start it, it'll be back up. Forgot about that one. Okay, we're going to exit that one. I'm not going to bother clearing it. Sensor display. I'm going to start it up and turn the AC on. Dang, I'm already dripping sweat off my elbows where I lifted my arm up off of my center console. All right, let's go sensor display. So I can see map vacuum, map volts, barometric pressure, engine load, TPS volts, engine RPM. Let's take a look at engine RPM. So it's showing me a bunch of things, okay. map vacuum, map volts, barometric pressure. It's showing it all to me. TPS volts. Let's give it a little gas. Let's look at TPS volts. I'll give it a little gas. Okay. Everything is behaving. It went to 0. There we go. Not sure why it did that. The other one did it too. Every now and again it would just go to all zeros and then go back. Probably some kind of fault in the software. So minimum TPS, engine RPM. Yeah, the other one, the iFix didn't get engine RPM right some of the time either. It's sitting at idle around 750 and it's telling me it's 3,000 RPM. Intake air temp 64 degrees. I highly doubt that. Like I say, every code reader diagnostic scanner I've had has had issues with this vehicle. Not sure 100% why, but everyone has had something or other about it that wasn't right. All right, but that's better than some. In fact, it's better than most. So I want to do IM readiness. Okay, on IM readiness. Because that's my biggest battle. Other than keeping these old vehicles running, that's my biggest battle, is getting it through the emissions test every other year. So malfunction indicator status is off. Misfire monitoring ready. Fuel monitoring ready, comprehensive component ready, catalyst ready, heated catalyst NA, evap NA, secondary NA, see everything's NA, oxygen ready, oxygen heater ready, a bunch, and another NA. So this thing could take the emissions test right now and pass it because everything in it that's available is ready. Powertrain freeze data, we know what that does. That you can go out driving, and when it sets an engine light, a check engine light, malfunction indicator lamp, whatever you want to call it, when it sets that, it freezes it there and snapshots it so you can look to see what happened later. I think that's about all we're really going to do here on this old vehicle. All right, we are now in the 2004 Cadillac DeVille. Okay, on diagnose, and it asked me if I wanted to do auto VIN. Maybe I'm wrong. American, Cadillac, loading. All right, here's where automatic was. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, automatic selection, reading VIN code. Shouldn't have any problem on this one to read the VIN code. Key is on. All right, there's the VIN, year 2003, passenger car, Cadillac, 4-door sedan, 4.6 liter V8, and DHS DeVille Luxury. Okay, and we're going to do powertrain control module. I'm sorry, guys, I got to start it up. And I got to get the air conditioning on. Let's say you read DTCs. There should not be anything on it. DTC information. Not ran since code cleared. Don't know what that means. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. Reading fault codes. No fault code present. Good. There shouldn't be. All right. Data list, freeze frame, IM system information. All right. What's data list? Engine data display. Engine data 1. Oh yeah, this thing is really complex. Engine data 1. Okay, 800 RPM. It's still on high idle kind of. IAC position. Okay, so all that looks good. Reading this one really well. Yeah, reading this one really well. No issues there. Lot of information. Extended travel brake pedal switch. I hate this car. I'm a really utilitarian person and I like utilitarian cars. Of course, you have to have air conditioning in Arizona. There's no way out of that. Engine data 2. A lot of this will be duplicates of what was in the other one. Function button. Can I get the graph on this one? Another thing I want to go back over is how to display the graph, because I was having trouble doing it before. So press FN button to select numeric items to show live graph. So what you do is you press the function button and it puts a little check mark next to it, and I can select up to 2. So I'll come down to math sensor, press function again. You'll see that there is now a check mark next to that 2. Now when I press OK, I should see the graph, and I do. So now I have 2. It shows them up. Red is engine speed and green is math sensor. There we go. All right, that's looking good. Hope you're seeing that okay. All right, nice. I'm glad I figured that out. That was annoying me. So there's the evap data. Fuel trim, misfire data was a problem I had on it before when the intake plenum boot tore. So there should be no misfires at all now, and there are not. Sorry about that. I should have killed my phone before I came out. Misfire history is all at 0. Transmission data display. See what that is. This has all kinds of transmission data that my Jeep doesn't have. So there we go. There's the transmission data. One, 2 shift data, 3, 4 shift data, solenoid data. All that's there in this one. Freeze frame and IM system. We're going to look at IM here shortly. DRP, ABS, TCS data. Okay, so here's wheel speed, rough road whoops. It's hard to hold the camera and this in a position at the same time. Rough road parameter, ignition voltage, solenoid relay commanded state. All right, let's do IM system information. Trouble code mode, system status, IM readiness. Okay. IM redness. IM redness. Malfunction indicator lamp, misfire monitoring ready, fuel monitoring ready, comprehensive monitoring yes, catalyst yes, heated not NA, evaporative system no. I've never gotten that to go yes on this vehicle. Secondary air system yes, AC NA, oxygen yes, oxygen heated yes, EGR yes. And that's it. So this could pass the emissions test. I'm allowed to have one system not go ready in Arizona here. So we're good to go there. Okay, so now that I'm done testing it in both vehicles, I want to say, well, first I want to say, for the TLDR crowd who always give me a hard time because I talk too much, this is a great scanner. Does everything it says it's going to do. It's a good price. There's an affiliate link below. Click that, buy it. You'll be a happy camper. Move along. For all the rest of you who would like to hear me ramble about it a bit and hear a little bit more about it, because I think there's a couple things to cover and I think there's an elephant in the room. So for one thing, this 430 and the 435 share the same exact body and the same screen, the same buttons. They work in almost identically the same fashion. And the screen, if I didn't mention it already, the screen is very visible in bright sun. I was kind of surprised at that, but I'm happy to see it because a lot of us don't have a lot of us aren't auto technicians. We don't have an inside area to work on our cars. We're stuck doing it outside. The 430 and the 435 also share the exact same manual. And when you look at Bosscom's website, they call it the 430 series. And they kind of lump them both together. And there's some big differences here. The difference is the 430 only does 4 systems: engine, transmission, SRS, and ABS. And the 435 does 10 plus systems. So if you need something to do tire pressure monitor and all the other weird stuff that's on newer cars, you're probably better off with the 435. But the elephant in the room to me is the 435 has that special functions menu where you have bidirectional control of at least half a dozen systems. You can turn them on and off: secondary air system, fuel pump, relay, AC relay, fan relays. You can turn all of those things on and off from the device, and this is lacking it. And I looked through it for 15-20 minutes looking for that menu in the same place. It's not there. And for all I know, maybe it's not supposed to be there in the 435. Maybe that was kind of a fluke, because it certainly was in none of their marketing that I could read for the 435. And there's only $15, $16 right now on Amazon, and there'll be affiliate links below. There's only $15 a difference, 16 between the 430 and the 435. And to me, that's a no-brainer. But I gotta tell you, in reality, there should be a $50, $60 spread between the 430 and the 435, not 15 or 16. This is a $125, $135 scanner, which it is, but that 435, that ought to be up in the $175, $180 range. Now, with a $50 spread, I might say different. I might say, hey, if I don't need those features, I'm going to save myself 50, 60 bucks, because that money right there might be enough to fix the car once or twice once I diagnose the problem. So keep that in mind. I would not be an honest reviewer if I didn't mention that. And that's no kick on the 430. The 430 does everything it says it does, and it does it well. It worked on both my old Jeep and the newer Cadillac. I have no doubt if I plugged it into a 2020, 2024 vehicle, it would work fine in that as well. I don't have a vehicle like that to do it on now, but I mean, that's what these are designed for, not a 98 Jeep and a 2003 Cadillac. The fact that it works so well on those is kind of surprising. I want to thank you guys for watching my videos, especially those of you who hung around for my rambling. Please like and subscribe, hit notifications, all that, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.